What's up, addicts? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. In this video, we're going to be breaking down J.K. Dobbins, running back from Ohio State, looking at his potential fantasy outlook going forward into the NFL draft. But hey, before we get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. Anyway, let's get right into it. Get started, check out the link in the description. We are offering a free till kickoff special for our fan companion tool. You get access all the way up into the kickoff of the NFL season for absolutely free, so make sure you check out that link. What's up, guys? All right, breaking down J.K. Dobbins. Now, this is a massive running back class in terms of running backs that could have immediate fantasy upside and could very, very easily have multiple running backs that you'll see drafted in the first round next year in redraft leagues. So if you are holding an early pick in Dynasty, you have to be thinking about going running back early. Running backs hold the most value at the beginning of their career, and we have a good number of running backs that hold the potential to be massive boosts to your fantasy team, especially early on in this draft. Now, same caveat I have with Jonathan Taylor. Running backs are going to be highly dependent based on the system that they go to. How many other running backs are they competing with? What type of system does that team want to run? How good is their offensive line? How bad is their defense? How often are these guys going to get game scripted out? All the things that apply to a running back when you're thinking about redraft leagues apply even more so in Dynasty. However, obviously, things can change year over year, so there's a bit of a caveat to both. We've already broken down Jonathan Taylor as the most athletic profile. J.K. Dobbins is my clear number 2. We have the unfortunate situation of J.K. Dobbins not participating in the NFL Combine. Now, he had a pretty severe high ankle sprain in the playoff game against Clemson, which we know just from anyone that has a high ankle sprain, that can last for a good 3 months before you're fully healthy. I don't personally blame him for not wanting to perform in the combine if he wasn't fully healthy. It was going to end up giving him lower grades, so he figured, I'll just let the tape speak for myself. And obviously, before everything happened with COVID-19, he was planning on having a pro day to set the record straight on some of these metrics, but with everything that happened, all the pro days got canceled. So now he turned into more of a black box candidate. I think there's enough evidence in terms of what he's done from a production standpoint in Ohio State to overlook the fact that he wasn't able to perform at the combine, and why I'm still pretty pumped overall for the prospect that he is. Smaller than Jonathan Taylor, running at 5'10", only 2 to 9 pounds, but he's still 46th percentile body mass index, 63rd percentile college dominator rating, 6.7 college yards per carry, 87th percentile, and 54th percentile college targets share. Definitely a bit stronger. He did do the bench press at the combine, 74th percentile there. In terms of production, now, his second year is the year that a lot of analysts want to point to as the Enigma year. And honestly, I can't necessarily explain away how this happens. He claimed that he was dealing with an injury most of this year, but it wasn't ever really anything that was ever clear. In 2017 and 2018, he was basically splitting time with Mike Weber. He was still the lead back in the committee, but the second year is definitely more of a committee. It was about like a 65-35 share. It's not like he did bad, but that second year is nowhere near his first and his third year. But performing in your freshman year is still something to be recognized, especially for a high-end school that performs really well every year and has very decent competition in the Big Ten. So looking year over year, 1,400 yards in his first year, 22 receptions, 135 yards, 8 touchdowns. Again, that second year dips a bit, 1,053 yards, 12 touchdowns, but still 26 receptions. One thing, he was still the main goal line back, and has, of all the running backs in this class, has a massive nose for the end zone, knows how to twist his body and do like this amazing, those of you that have seen the highlights, he really knows how to stretch the ball over the line of scrimmage right before he gets there, is going to be a massive asset for teams that use him near the goal line. It's going to give him a higher variable upside each week, because it would be hard pressed to find an NFL team that wouldn't want to use him as their predominant goal line back. And then last year just went absolutely ham. 2,003 rushing yards, 23 total touchdowns, 23 receptions, 247 yards. Breaks Eddie George's record in Ohio State for most yards in a single season. Guy's a beast, incredibly fast. Again, we don't have the metrics from a combine perspective, but the tape, it shows itself. He's also more protective of the ball than a guy like Jonathan Taylor, fumbling the ball on about a third of the rate of Jonathan Taylor, and is a lot better of a pass blocker. Again, I don't want to fault Jonathan Taylor for his lack of receptions in his first 2 years. I think they just didn't use him in that way. I don't think it meant he was a bad receiver. J.K. Dobbins, definitely one of the better receivers, not as good as DeAndre Swift, but overall is a very well-rounded prospect. Honestly, the biggest thing to fault him right now is literally just his lack of workout metrics, but performing at an incredibly high level in a elite school in Ohio State. It's really hard to find something to not like about J.K. Dobbins, especially if he goes to a team that you can see an immediate path to fantasy success. I wouldn't fault you for taking him at the 102. It'd be hard pressed to take him over Jonathan Taylor unless the matchup in terms of where he goes and where Taylor goes is too hard to ignore. But overall, unless J.K. Dobbins gets drafted to a team that is a really bad fit for him, and guys like Swift and Akers end up going to a better spot, it's going to be really hard for me to find anyone better than J.K. Dobbins at the 102. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see how I have all the running backs ranked for this upcoming class, hit that link in the description, and you can sign up for free through May 1st, get access to that. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.